Sorry for the delay. We had some technical issues. And Miss Pınar from Sabanci University will be with us shortly. But I just wanted to say hi and see if everyone's connections was okay and everyone was able to hear me well. Thank you for joining us today. So we will wait for Miss Pınar for a little bit longer. So okay, I just want to make a short introduction. Hi again, thank you so much for joining and welcome to our new session of the Turkish University webinar series. My name is Gizem and I'm the Educational and Marketing Specialist at MEDU Istanbul office. Today we're going to be talking about studying in Turkey and learning more about one of the best universities in Turkey. Our guests today are from Sabanci University. First, we will listen from them, get to know them better, and then we will do a short Q&A session at the end of the webinar. Don't forget to note down your notes so that you don't forget what to ask. Even if you you don't have a question at the moment, but you can always contact me later. Ali, could you please share my email address with them? So I know for most of the students, our using an email is new. So hi.
I'm terribly sorry for the wait, everyone. I'm finally here. And I will make up for it. I promise I will be giving you great information about Sabancı University.
We believe, we trust you. Don't worry.
Okay, great.
So I was just wrapping up and letting them know that we will listen from you first, and then we will do a Q&A session at the end of this webinar. And without further ado, I will be stepping aside and leaving the microphone to our guest from Sabancı University. Thank you again for joining us today, Ms. Pınar.
Okay, it's a pleasure to be here. Hello, everybody. My name is Pınar Çengelci, and I'm a team member at Sabancı University's International Relations Office. Let me very quickly shut down the personal information I have on my PC because I have been also taking a look at applications by the current students. As some of you might have already know, the applications began on the 15th of January. So right now, if you are interested in applying to Sabancı University, it is the best time to consider, in my opinion, because well, the bottom line is, if you're interested in applying for a scholarship, the quota is full at the moment. And if you're interested in Sabancı University, that also means that you will have a better chance, a higher chance to get a scholarship. So I am sorry, there's something wrong with the webinar. Once something big starts to go wrong, then everything starts to go wrong. That's why it is taking a little bit of time. I'm very, very sorry about this. But I promise I will make up for it.
In the meantime, I just want, since you mentioned scholarship, last year, I just want to share this. Some of our students applied early and they got a good amount of scholarship. Like some of them most of them got 75%, which is a good deal. However, with the ongoing pandemic, they were unable to make their final decision to register. And yeah, even though it was still, their conditional acceptance was still, open, and it was still in their hands, but the scholarship quota was full. So they had to the scholarship committee had to reevaluate their application, I guess. So it was reduced to 25%. So if
Yes.
yeah, if you're applying early and if you're especially interested in Sabancı University, applying early is definitely a benefit.
I 100% agree because the way our admissions work is like this. If you apply as early as possible, since the scholarship quota is full of scholarships, then, and of course, if you have a great academic record, then you have a high chance of getting a scholarship and at a higher percentage at that. However, towards the end of the application period, this is what happens. We already offered the scholarships. People made their prepayments, they reserved their seats, and we have very limited amount of scholarships left at our quota. And for those limited amounts, the competition is insane. You wouldn't believe it because everybody graduates at the same time. So if students will be applying with their high school diplomas, that's when they will have their documents ready. And even if you have a great SAT score at the end of the admissions period, if we don't have that high percentage scholarship available in our quota, then there isn't much meaning to it, right? Because you simply can't get what you deserve at that point, unfortunately. I mean, this is taking ages to start, so I will just immediately jump to it without further ado. Let me share my screen with you. Okay, now can everybody see it?
Yeah.
Nobody's putting their thumbs up, but let me.
No, it's okay, yeah. Yani.
Okay, I will take you guys down here. I'm sorry about this. So let's take it from the start, shall we? Sabancı University is located on the Asian side of Istanbul in Tuzla. And we have a really nice campus. And by the way, if you have ever been to Turkey before, and if you have ever been to Sapanca before, the lake, this is the Sapanca Lake. And this is where Sabancı University is. So Sabancı University is actually closer to the Sabiha Gökçen Airport than to Sapanca Lake, simply. And we have this really nice campus. Unfortunately, due to the current pandemic, not many people can use it. There are very few classes that are being done at labs and studios, but the rest of the classes are currently given online. But hopefully in the short future, if we ever get our previous life back, this is where you will be having your education. So any building with the red rooftops are dormitories. These small parts belong to faculty members. They are the residences for faculty members. Then at number 3, we have a performing arts center where we generally have events like concerts, plays, movie screenings, award shows. And at number 4, we have a sports center where we have a ball sports arena, and we also host a lot of sports events there. And we have a gym, squash courts, dance courts. What else? Then there's this, martial arts studio. There's this climbing wall. And we have an artificial lake on the campus, and we fill it with the recycled water that we use on campus. And at number 20, we have the University Center. At the University Center, we have the main cafeteria, obviously. But aside from that, we also have different cafeterias like Starbucks. Then we have a bank, a small market, a bookstore, a cosmetic store, a gift shop, a cinema hall. Then we have the club rooms on the second floor of that building. So it is simply the place that you go to when you want to, get something. And at number 24, we have School of Sabancı Business School. At number 22, we have Faculty of Engineering and Natural Sciences. At number 23, we have Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences. And at number 17, we have my favorite place on the campus, which is the library. We call it the IC, the Information Center. On, normal days, pre-COVID, it was open 24/7, but right now, thanks to its, online materials, it is also offering services 24/7 too. And at number 21, this place is really important for us. We have a place called Sunum. Sunum stands for Sabanci University Nanotechnology Research and Application Center. And there are only 4 of these research centers in Turkey, and one of them is located in Sabanci University's campus. Now, the reason why I'm spending too much time on this slide is I want to give you as much information as campus life possible on this slide, so we can, have a longer Q&A session at the end of the presentation. And at Sunum, they do research on, obviously, nanomaterials, nanoengineering, but then they also work on, health applications, smart materials. For example, one research that they did, not recently, but it is still recent. It's not like 10 years ago, it was a few years ago, and they're still working on it. They were able to bioprint the biggest vein in the human body, the aorta vein, with a 3D printer they made using live human cells. So if you think of the implications of this research, it simply means that maybe in the future, let's say if you have liver problems and if you need the transplant, maybe they will be able to print your liver with your own cells, and rather than waiting for, someone to donate their liver to you, maybe you will be able to have your liver printed and transplanted to you. So they sort of save the world over there. That's how I like to call it. But this is a very important place. And the second important thing about Sunum is it is owned by Sabanci University, but it is run by the Turkish state. So this also shows that, how much the Turkish government pays attention to the research being done here. I just spoke about the faculties, so let me very briefly speak about the Sabancı community right now. Some of you might already know about Sabancı family, but if you don't, they are one of the 2 big families in Turkey, and they literally constitute the half of the Turkish economy. They have over, 600 employees. They're active in 13 different companies. They have more than 80 companies. So they are quite well known in Turkey, and they literally operate in every area, in every industry that you can think of. And Sabanci University is a social responsibility project, as they like to call it. So, they have received so much from the Turkish community, and they want to give it back to the Turkish society and also to the world, now that we have, a lot of international students also, interested in Turkey. It is good that we can spread the love and the knowledge that we have globally. So if I want to talk about Sabanci University in some basic keywords, I would say Sabanci University is a small, research-oriented campus university. Now, we have spoken about the campus plenty already. Let me tell you what I mean by small. We are small in numbers. We only have 5,000 students, and a little bit over 4,000 are undergraduate students, and again, a little bit over 5,000 are graduate students. And our faculty per student ratio is very low. So, for every 1 faculty member, they get 19.6. Does not make a full, 19 or 20 people, but if you round that up to 20. So 1 faculty member gets 20 students each. And this means that our faculty members have time to do their research, they have time to teach, and they have time to spend on their students. So if you were to study at a university which has, 20,000 students, then maybe seeing your professor for personal consultations may not be possible, because if they're also doing research, then that means that they probably don't have enough time to spend on you. And again, we also have a lot of administrative staff, myself included, and we are actually more crowded than a small factory as the administrative staff. And since the infrastructure of the university is really, really good, every every person who takes part in Sabanci University, we make sure that everything is running smoothly here in this institution. And we are the third oldest foundation university, private university in Turkey. And what makes us different from the rest of the universities in Turkey is our actually education system. So since I am able to deliver this presentation to you in English, I am assuming that all of you know English. And if we talk about the education system in 1 year of foundation year, which is the year that you learn English, and 4 years of actual education to receive your diploma, I can easily say that if you already have a TOEFL score, a TOEFL IBT score above 80 points, or PT academic, or if you take Sabancı University's own exam, which is done 1 week before the courses start. So you register to the university 1 week before the courses starts, you take Sabancı University's own exam. So if you are interested in applying to the university, you don't actually have to submit an English test score. That is what I'm trying to say with these long sentences. But since you guys are already, being taught in English, we can communicate right now perfectly in English. This means that I am assuming that you guys will easily pass the prep school. And in the foundation year, every Sabancı University student takes the same courses. And these courses include calculus, natural sciences courses like physics, chemistry, and biology. And also, learning how to code by using the program Python. So regardless of what you're going to study, everybody has to take these courses. Going to study visual arts, then you still have to take the courses. Engineering, social and political sciences, then yes, you still have to take these courses. And in the second year, you can choose any second year course that we offer from the 11 majors that we offer. And this helps you to get to know yourself better. What are you interested in? What you would like to do? What do you enjoy? And generally at the end of the second year, you choose your major. And the bottom line of all of this is why Sabancı University unique is this freedom of choice. You get to select what you want to study. So if you get an acceptance letter from Faculty of Engineering and Natural Sciences, that's great. Then you can still study arts, Or if you get admissions from Sabancı Business School, then you can still become an engineer. It is really up to your own free choice, and you will have 2 more years to think about what you want to do, and you will have the actual chance to try and see what you like yourself. It's not like you're going to be placed to a certain program where you have to do it no matter what. But compared to that, you will get a chance to try it and see it for yourself. And the first year here, as mentioned, as foundation development year, but this is a term unique to Sabancı University. Please don't confuse this with the foundation year that you have in the UK or in some schools in the Middle East or in the Gulf area, because I hear this a lot. This is not a complementary year that you get because you didn't get your A levels. This is something separate. This means that we are setting the foundation for you to study at Sabancı University and be on equal grounds with every student at the university. And continuing from this graph, in the third year and in the fourth year, you specialize on the major that you choose. So first year, you take courses with everybody else, same courses. Second year, you get to choose which course you would like to take. At the end of the second year, you declare your major. Let's say you're going to study psychology. At the end of your second year, you go to your faculty and you declare that I am going to be studying psychology BSc. And then in the third year and in the fourth year, you specialize on psychology and you graduate with a diploma of psychology. And that makes the total duration of education, of course, if you don't fail any classes, 4 years in total. Okay, and if someone who doesn't speak any English has to attend university, then they may have to do 1 year of prep school to learn English. I hope that was clear enough. If you have any questions regarding the education system, I will be really happy to answer them. And there are some types of students, some people, or some types of people, let's say in general, some people know what they want to do from the beginning. When you go to a university, maybe you already know what you want to do. And some people, they don't really know what they want to do. That is also perfectly fine. I think the age of 16, 17, 18, 19 is already early enough to decide on this big decision, because we have very limited experience at that time. Or sometimes you might have two options in your mind and maybe you cannot choose between them. And trying and seeing it for yourself may be the answer in this case. And even after all those 2 years that we provide for you to search your interests, find what you really like, if you still have doubts about what you want to choose, then we still don't leave you alone. And you will have your faculty advisor, so you will have a professor as your advisor, from the moment you start Sabanci University. Then you will have your CR advisors. CR advisors are mostly advisors for personal and academic development. And you can also attend our major fest if their guidance is not enough. At the major fest, we invite alumni, current students who are majoring in that major, and faculty members. And you can, simply just go and ask them, what, you studied this major, but what are you doing right now? Or, maybe you can ask them, I am interested in studying this major, but I have doubts like this. What is your experience regarding this? And you can get consultation from these three groups of people that have experience in that field. When I was describing Sabancı University, I mentioned that Sabancı University is a research university, and that's why we rank really well in the world rankings. We have over 100 labs, 8 research centers, 2 forums, and 16 art and design and psychology studios. And you can see some of the names here. Where did the image go? Oh no, rankings are gone. I am sorry, too many glitches today. Right now we rank between 500 and 600 at Times Higher Education. And again, our rankings are the same with QS, but I can easily say that we rank really well on subject-based rankings. For example, for general engineering, we rank between 250 and 300 at Times Higher Education. And in QS, our business programs are ranked really high. And also we are also in the Financial Times Business School rankings. So I would say that Sabancı University is mostly known for their engineering programs, but this doesn't mean that we don't do well in other subjects. Excuse me. We also rank really well in social sciences and business as well. So faculty by faculty, I want to introduce the programs that we offer. At Sabancı Business School, we only offer management as a major for undergraduate students. And very, short trivia about this faculty is, this faculty has the ASCSB accreditation, which is a proof that this faculty teaches, world-class management. And only 5% of business schools on the world can get this accreditation. And I think there are only 3 universities in Turkey that has this accreditation, and Sabancı University is one of them. And under Faculty of Arts and Social Sciences, we offer 4 majors, and those are economics, political science and international relations, psychology, and visual arts and visual communication design. There has been some really nice updates for this faculty this year. They now have a building called Susam, literally sesame in Turkish. And at Susam, we have special labs for psychology, arts, and design. Under Faculty of Engineering and Natural Sciences, we offer 6 programs. I would say the most popular program among undergraduate students is Industrial Engineering and Computer Science and Engineering. But on graduate level, I would say Molecular Biology, Genetics and Bioengineering, Mechatronics and Material Science is really popular because of the vast research options that you have. This faculty is accredited by an institution called MEDU, and MEDU is accredited generally worldwide. So it's accredited, I think, in Australia, America, most European countries. So having these accreditations in general mean that the diploma of the university is known worldwide because they are recognized by the relative institutions on the same levels. Since we spoke about Sunum, I will pass this really quickly. And these are some of the other research centers that we have. For example, SuGender does research on gender studies. IPC, Istanbul Policy Center, is a really important research center at Sabanci University. And they do research on, conflict analysis, immigration, environment, energy matters, and so on. If you want to measure a university's success rate, you have to take a look at how much the alumni is doing, what are they up to right now, where they are right now, the placement rates, or, at this part, we will also be talking about the additional academic, not privileges, but in my opinion, there are privileges that we offer to the students. So first off, the benefits rather than privilege. I think benefit is a better word to use. We offer exchange studies, and we are the university with the largest number of partners in Turkey. We have over 280 very reputable partners. And since we are one of the top-ranked universities in Turkey, our partners are also top-ranked universities in their countries as well. There are 2 types of exchange programs. One of them is Erasmus Plus Exchange. And with Erasmus Plus Exchange, you can go to a university that we have an agreement with in the European Union, and you can get funds from the European Union to cover some of your living and travel expenses there. And if you want to go to exchange studies outside of the European Union, then you can do global exchange. For global exchange, you don't get a stipend, but Sabancı University covers some of your travel expenses. But in return, you really get to go to crazy good universities like, KAIST, Boston University, Taiwan Tech, National University of Singapore, and so on. They all rank in the top 50, top 100 in the world rankings. And every Sabancı University student has to do a mandatory internship before they graduate. You can do this abroad or you can do this in Turkey. You can find the internship yourself, or worst case scenario, if you can't find anything, we already have a career development and internship office. Their main job is to provide career counseling to Sabancı University students. And they literally travel the world and travel the country to find the best job and internship opportunities for Sabancı University students. So you can see on the chart here some of the places where our students have already done their internships at. So last year, around 700 mandatory internships were done. They received more than actually 1/5 of the university population received career counseling from the Career and Internship Development Office. And another job of this office is they bring in companies to the campus to do on-campus interviews. And the names are really big, like Unilever, Coca-Cola, to name a few. Just a moment ago, I was talking about how the alumni success means the success of the university. Currently, we have more than 13,000 alumni. And more than 10% are working abroad in 79 different countries at more than 1,000 different companies. You can see the division on the map. And right now, 86% of the alumni are working professionally, 10% are pursuing their graduate studies, and 4% is not ranking. And not ranking, but not working. And the statistics we have on the left-hand side is something that we're really proud of. 97% of Sabanci University graduates are placed to a job, or they either continue their graduate studies, their academic career at reputable universities worldwide. And this happens all under 1 year after graduation. And 3% prefer not to work. It's not like they can't find anything to do. It's because that they don't want anything to do. It's a personal preference. And how do we know this? We are very tight-knit with our alumni, and we track where they are, what they're doing right now, which positions there are, where are they continuing their academic careers, so on and so forth. And we do this globally. So we do a lot of alumni meetings abroad and on our campus. And they also bring in a lot of good job opportunities to our students as well, because we have been around for more than 20 years. Last year was our 20th anniversary. And the alumni.
I just saw a friend of mine on the London picture. I didn't know she was there.
You see, there's actual proof. But what I mean by my last sentence is, since we have been around for quite a while, our alumni are also at good places, and they also bring in lots of opportunities for the current students as well. And these are some of the names of the universities that our alumni currently pursuing their graduate studies at. And you can see really nice names like, Harvard, Oxford, Stanford, London School of Economics, KU Leuven, and so on and so forth. And also the Ivy League of the Turkish universities as well. And this is where our alumni who are working professionally working at. And you can see really nice names like, Google, Pfizer. We hear the name a lot thanks to the COVID vaccine these days. P&G, Pepsi, PricewaterhouseCoopers, really nice names that most people would really like to work at. And if we were to talk about our international students, international student body a little bit, currently a little bit over 10% of our student body is international, I would say. We mostly get students from Asia, Eastern Asia, Western Asia, Middle East. Then a lot of students from Africa, mostly from Northern Africa, but starting from this year, we will have, not starting from this year, starting from last year, because we made really nice changes in our admission system, which made our application system more accessible to students in Africa, because previously you had to send in hard copy documents. Right now, we don't need hard copy documents. We only ask you to submit soft copy documents. That's why it takes, it is, really fast for people to apply. And I would say most of our students are from countries like, obviously, Gulf countries, then, Pakistan, Azerbaijan, Morocco, and so on and so forth. I think these would be the top 5 very easily. Then let me very, very briefly tell you about on-campus accommodation. The current capacity covers almost the 50% of the student body, and it is guaranteed to international students. Since you guys will be leaving your country and coming to Turkey, of course, you will get to have a room. And normally how they assign rooms is also based on distance. So if you are, the more distant you are from the campus, the more chance you have to get a dormitory room. There are rooms for 2 people, there are rooms for 4 people. All of them have their bathroom inside, so you share your bathroom only with your roommates. And in every building, there's a kitchen. On every floor, there are study halls. Then you will have a laundry room with, free washing machines, drying machines, and free, ironing facilities. Then you can get clean sheets once a week from the linen room. And there's also a TV room, which is now meaningless. This is more like a lounge if you want to, hang out with your friends or rest, because we can watch TV everywhere practically simply. And the prices for the dormitories are paid in Turkish liras. Please note that these prices you see on the screen belong to last year. The dormitory fees for the next year is going to be announced probably around March. And if you're curious about what the prices might be, maybe it might be a good idea to take a look at our website around April, at the beginning, maybe, or the middle of April. And these are the approximate fees in US dollars. And this is per person, this is the fee per person per year. And it is for 9 months. So the summer semester is not included. We already spoke about campus facilities, but I very quickly want to talk about the collaboration space. We have a maker space on our campus with 3D printers, a tool shop, no, not a tool shop, but a workshop with tools in it, of course. Then there's this, sound design studio where you can, record songs if you're interested in that kind of thing. And also we have, as a facility or as an option, shuttle buses to downtown. So normally, if you've ever been to Istanbul before, you know that it takes a good 45 minutes to get from one place to another place, off rush hours, of course. And again, off rush hours, you can easily go to downtown in 45 minutes with our shuttle buses. You can go to places like Kadıköy, 4. Levent, or even to, main metro stations to make transport easy. And here are some of the main places that we have shuttles to. I would say the curriculum at Sabanci University is quite hard compared to other Turkish universities. That's why the diploma is really valuable. But it is not all working really hard. The students also play hard. We have more than 50 active students clubs. And if you're interested in sports, we currently have more than 15 active sports teams. And as I mentioned at the beginning of the presentation, we actively compete in sports, and we also host a lot of, university-wide sports events. So let's come to the most important part about admissions and what to do, when to do, and how to do. So right now the applications are open. And what you currently do is you fill in a short form. And after you fill in that short form, you will be directed to the application fee page. Starting from this year, the university administration decided that they want to charge a $30 application fee. In the second part of your application, you pay that fee. You can easily pay it with a credit card. Bank transfers, unfortunately, are not available. You can only pay it with your credit card. If you don't already have one, you can borrow it from someone you know. And then, after you complete your payment, you can access the application form. And on the application form, you fill in your, academic information, your personal information. And by personal information, I mean your email, your phone number, your address. So if you are going to receive a hard copy offer letter or an acceptance letter, that's where the letter will go. That's why we need that information. And then again, your academic information. And about our criteria, you can apply with your high school diploma if you already have it available. But if you have not graduated yet, if you have an SAT score, our minimum requirement is 1100 out of 1600. Or if you have an ACT score, actually, let me very, very quickly show you this. So this is the accepted exam and diploma list. You can apply with your local diploma, or if you already have an exam results like SAT reasoning, SAT subject tests for Math 2, ACT, or AP even. If you have only one of these, because this is a very long list, it is 14 pages, and it covers a lot of countries. So let's check Saudi Arabia, for example. If you were to apply with your high school diploma, will you be graduating with a local diploma or an American high school diploma, or are you doing the GCE system? Which one is it? Since I'm sharing my screen right now, somebody has to, or can somebody tell me really quickly?
Yes, hi, good evening.
Hello, Tamara.
Hi, how are you doing?
Thank you.
We offer actually high school diploma, the American one.
Oh, great. So I don't even have to go down to Saudi Arabia, but know that Saudi Arabia is here. So the American high school diploma is listed as an international high school diploma. So you will need a minimum average of 70% of diploma score if you want to apply with your high school diploma, or a minimum 2.8 GPA out of 4-point scale. Okay, but if you already have an SAT score, I wouldn't recommend this. Remember at the beginning of my presentation, I was talking about how timing is really important. Since the diplomas are generally out at the end of May, or somewhere around June, it is very late if a student wants to apply for a scholarship. If you can get, or if you already have an SAT score or even AP score, so for SAT reasoning, the minimum requirement is 1100 out of 1600. If you get the math subject 2 test, you will need 600 out of 800. If you have already taken the ACT, then if you have a minimum 23 in composite out of 36, then again you're good to go. Or lastly, if you did APs, if you have minimum 2 subjects with the minimum score of 3 out of 5, then you are good to go. Please don't get confused when you're looking at this table, because you only need to provide one of them for admissions. So you don't have to provide an ACT, an SAT, a diploma, this and that. If you only have one thing from this list with a score that meets the minimum requirement, then you are good to go simply. So going back, when you're submitting that document, so you filled in the initial form, you made you paid the application fee, then you reach the form, then you upload one document that we accept, then your official high school transcript signed and sealed by your high school. We just need the soft copies, we don't need any hard copies. Then this is optional. If you have an academic reference letter, one is plenty enough. You can upload that if you are interested in getting a scholarship. It looks good on your application. And if you have a letter of statement, it looks good on your application. This is also optional, but if you're genuinely interested in studying at Sabanci University, then I would again recommend you to upload one. And if you already have an exam score like TOEFL IBT or PT academic, then you can also upload them. However, please note that this is optional. Submitting an English proficiency exam score is definitely not mandatory. You can also take Sabanci University's exam, once the whole of the admission process is done, and once you become a Sabanci University student, right after registration, 1 week before the courses start, you will have the exam. And another important thing to know is the application deadline is 5th of August. So if you're not planning on taking the SAT, and if you're interested in applying with just your diploma, you can make an application now, and you can send us the additional documents by email. This is another important point I want to mention. If you make an application, it doesn't mean that you have to reapply again and pay $30 again to submit additional documents. My colleague Mr. Çağnuştu will be getting in touch with you regarding your application, and you can simply send them an email with your missing documents. You don't have to make an additional application. So very quickly, first, we expect you to take a look at the admissions requirements, which I briefly mentioned right now. Then you make the application after you pay the application fee. And after we receive your application, my colleague, Mr. Çağnuştu, will be getting in touch with you. And he will be asking you about your scholarship expectations. He will be telling you to submit additional documents if you're missing any. And if you have any questions, you can always contact them. And if your application is complete, then with the closest evaluation round, your application will be evaluated. There will be 2 evaluations. One will be by the faculty committee, and the faculty committee decides whether you get in or whether you don't get accepted. And if you get accepted, even if you make an application or not, your application is going to be evaluated for a scholarship. So, don't get stressed if you don't click out, if you don't click on the, I want a scholarship button. And another tip of mine that I can tell is, when you're selecting from the programs that you want to apply for, you can actually choose more than one. Because like I mentioned, our education system is really flexible. And even if you get admitted to a certain faculty, it doesn't mean that you can't study something else. You can easily change your majors. And according to statistics we have, 50% of students are actually studying something else than they initially told they would be studying. So easily half of the undergraduate students, they change their minds about what they want to study in those 2 years. And at the beginning of the application, the admission process, the application process takes longer. So hearing from us in 4 weeks, 6 weeks, especially in January, February, is actually quite normal. If you ever get curious about it, you can just send an email to us, and we would be really, really happy to answer them. And after your application gets evaluated, you will get your offer letter by email. And on your offer letter, you will be getting a deadline for you to respond. So if you're interested in studying at Sabanci University, you have to pay $1,500 of prepayment. This amount and the application fee is non-refundable, by the way. And the application fee is only paid once for every application period. And again, if you accept the offer, you only pay the 100,500, not 100,000, 1,500, so $1,500 US as a prepayment, and we save that seat for you. And that amount, again, is decreased from the fee that you're going to pay on your first semester. So it's not a separate amount, it is like a prepayment of your first installment of your first year's tuition fee. You can think of it as that, but it is non-refundable. So if you decide to go to another university, then you are not getting it back. And after the prepayment is done, you send us your admissions reply form and your payment receipt, and we save that seat for you. And then we will slowly be sending you important documents like your actual acceptance letter. So if you have to apply for a visa, you can use it for that. And towards the beginning of the semester, you will be receiving a lot of information about legal procedures, the orientation program, this and that. So you will be receiving plenty of important emails from us. Unfortunately, this page is not visible as well, but the current tuition fee is $19,500 US per year. This amount may increase or may not increase every year. For example, last year it was the same. They didn't make an increase this year, but the year before that they made an increase after not making any increases in 3 years. So this amount is only for education. And we currently offer 25, 50, 75% scholarships and a limited amount of dormitory scholarships. And what's nice about our scholarships is they are merit-based. So the better academic merits you can provide, the better chance of having a higher percent scholarship is possible. And Sabanci University wants to recruit more female students. So we want to have more students that are women. And let's say if you have the same specs with a male student, then you will have more chance of getting a scholarship compared to the male student. But then again, your academic merits have to be exactly the same in that case. So I highly, highly encourage you to apply. By applying, you have nothing to lose. The process is really easy, and we will be there until the end of the application period. So even if you decide not to come to Sabanci University, we never lose contact with you until the applications close. And again, the scholarship evaluation, I think, is an important point. How we evaluate students is like this. So you generally get evaluated with the people that applied at the same time with you. And within that group, they make a curve of the success rate of students. So if you are above the average of the group that you evaluated in, you will have a higher chance of getting a scholarship. Or if you are going to get a scholarship, you will have a chance to get a higher rate compared to the rest of the students. However, if the average of the group is really high, although you might be a good student, you might not have a chance to shine in that group. So I would say it is also 50% luck and 50% academic merits in that sense. But generally, those who deserve, they can easily get the scholarship they deserve. So, have faith in the system. It works perfectly. And like I mentioned before, we never lose contact with you. So if you feel like the offer you received is not helping you out, and if you're maybe interested in taking another exam again, bringing in higher scores, then evaluations might also be available. So don't think of this as a bargain, but if you can provide additional merits, there's always a chance to ask for a re-evaluation.
By the way, we have 15 minutes left for this.
Okay, session. So if you want to take a quick picture, this is our social media accounts and our contact information. If you have any unanswered questions, you can simply send us an email. We also have a lot of nice videos about life on campus if you're interested in that. I can take any question you have right now because
Okay, can you hear me?
Let me stop sharing my screen.
Before we start the Q&A session, I would like to share some information about MEDU also, so that our prospect students can know what to expect from us. Usually they don't know who are we because they think that we are a university. Actually, no, we are an educational consultancy. So what is our role here? Yani we help our students choose a university and program suited best for their needs and dreams. And if you have any questions related to Sabancı University or any other university in Turkey, you can always contact me. Ali, could you please share my email? And don't feel discouraged if you did not see your program of interest today, or you had more questions you wanted to ask, because our session will end in 15 minutes. We will get your questions answered as much as we can. But as I mentioned, we are here. Don't worry about it. So the thing is that we understand that it can be confusing for you, for our students, to pick a university and program suited best for their needs, because also Sabancı does a great thing of letting you discover who you are for the first 2 years, and then they help you choose your major. But if you are interested in any other university, as I mentioned, we do help with career counseling also. it's important for us that you guys feel comfortable with everything. We want you to feel content with everything you do throughout your whole process before even coming into Turkey. Sorry about that. Before even coming into Turkey and all your study period here. We help with admission, registration, accommodation, equivalence certificate. We pick you up from the airport. We get your SIM card so that you're connected with your loved ones right away. We do city simulation where you can explore the city much faster. And we have MEDU club activities, fun projects, competitions. We do all of this so that you have a happy study life here in Turkey and get as many beautiful memories as experiences as you can. And we don't want you to feel alone, and your family is also feeling comfortable to send you here, studying here. And all of our services are free for our students who choose to apply through us to any of the foundation universities in Turkey. So yes, we can get to the questions. So,
Hey, can I ask you a question?
Yes, of course, Aya.
I want to apply for medicine, and I don't
Unfortunately,
know.
we don't offer medicine. We don't have a
Yeah,
health sciences faculty.
yeah. So can you tell me what are like some good universities for medicine in Turkey?
hi,
I think Gizem can answer this.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, Sabancı doesn't have medicine, maybe in the future. If you could share your email in the comment section, I will send you options there. Okay?
Okay, thank you.
No problem.
I tried to answer some of the questions in the chat box while you were speaking, since we're running out of time. Any other questions?
Thank you, Aya. Just got your email.
I have another question.
Go ahead, dear.
In Turkey, if let's say I will apply to universities and I don't have SAT, and they said that they can use like my high school diploma, right? So I can just use high school diploma to enter universities without doing SAT and other exams.
Yani it depends on the university requirements actually, but generally SAT, yani since you're in the last year of your studies, if you're going to be getting your diploma way back in like maybe August, right? So and also you're interested in medicine. So the competition is a little bit stronger there because the quotas for medicine and dentistry fill up the most fast. So I highly recommend you to get an SAT score and not wait for your high school diploma score. You will get early admission and benefit from any additional scholarships or discounts.
So I can still apply from now because I'm grade 11 yet and I don't have grade 12 grades.
You're grade 11.
Yeah.
Okay. So you have another year next year.
Yes. So I need to wait for grade 12 and then.
Yeah, next year we will talk again with you.
Okay.
But yeah, you understood. It's good that you're starting to dig in early, but you understood. Yeah, and this is the thing with everything. And
Yes,
next year we will inform you about the new process. Yes, Madam Tamara, I'm sharing my email now. Also, Ali, could you please share our portal? MEDU has a portal, education portal, where you can explore your programs. Sabancı is also there. We are still working on it, adding more universities. You can read about the programs, read about the universities. And if you have any questions, we are here. So maybe one more question because our time is running up. If there's nothing, that's okay. Thank you so much for joining, Madam Tamara. Okay, we're wrapping it up. First of all, thank you, Madam Tamara and the students who are watching us today. Also, thank you so much for Pınar joining us today and informing us with this beautiful presentation. I'm sure the students will have more questions, and you can just forward them to me. I will make sure that I will get all the details from Pınar. And that's it for tonight, and hope to see you in another event.
Okay, it was lovely to meet everyone. If you have any questions, you can also send us our emails or our partners, MEDU Education. Have a nice day then. Have a nice evening. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye. Bye.